So it's week 40 after a house fire. This is a video series where I'm documenting the progress of life after a house fire. The wood floors were installed this week. Some really nice progress there. At least probably 80% of the wood floors, maybe more of the wood floors were installed this week. The vinyl floors were also installed. I guess I'll show that to you guys here in a minute. I took my first venture underneath the house since the big water issue back in maybe week 32. And there's a light switch there that controls an outlet and a light in the crawl space. So again, I'm a home inspector and I love lots of lighting and lots of great access. So, and I also had our carpenter router all the edges. Nobody else cares about this stuff, but I had my carpenter router all the edges of the crawl space access door so it's not rough when you open it. Excuse me, and it doesn't chip. The wood door doesn't chip when you crawl into the area underneath the house. I think I might actually even put a piano hinge at the back to allow the door to be lifted up and then stay in place. My ultimate goal would be to put a latch on the top of that sort of recessed latch on the top of the crawl space hatch door that would latch to the wall. So like you put it up and it stays there. Nobody else in the world cares about that except for me though, I guess. The rest of the master bedroom, of course, needs to be floored. The vinyl floors are now installed and they'll get protected on Monday. Today's Saturday, so on Monday these will all get protected. They'll stay protected until probably the day that we move in. So goodbye floors. I get to see them for a day, and then we don't get to see them again for another 7 weeks. So it's actually 6.5 weeks until we move in. It's about 45 days. And yeah, we're counting the days. It's weird narrating a series like this because it feels I don't know, it feels weird wanting the process to be done because we're really grateful for everybody who's helped us in this process, but now we're just kind of burnt out and we're getting to the point where we're just ready to have our house back. We're ready to be living life back in our home. We had a good conversation with the landscapers this week. They have access to all the plants that we're looking for. We're going to replant with probably 6 to maybe 8 really mature bushes to reestablish the backyard. So I guess I probably haven't visited this. The way that the fire started was we had a chimney right there, this sort of metal chimney on the back deck, and near as we can tell, we had a fire in the fireplace on June 7th, 2021. Put the fire out, and then we're guessing that the grass on the adjacent side of the property got lit on fire because of a spark that went through. It was a windy day and a very dry day, and it lit the fence on fire and then lit the rest of the house on fire. So that's how it lit, and it impacted the area above the kitchen and the dining room, and of course the smoke and water damaged the rest of the house. Got to be really careful on these wood floors or on these vinyl floors. They're going to, of course, like I said, protect them on Monday, but it turns out that the protection that they'll put down is rigid, and if you walk on top of on top of a floor that's fairly soft with a rigid backer on top of it, then any grit or grime that's left on the floor is just going to be pushed straight into that floor and cause all manner of damage. So I shouldn't even be on these floors right now, but I guess I am. Just put another pair of slippers on to climb the stairs. Not a lot's happened up here in the home theater area. Well, nothing's happened in the theater space. I, with my daughter and I, installed some lights in the attic space because, again, I love light. I love access and light. So a giant platform here upon which we'll put non-organic materials, stuff that won't mold or mildew, Christmas lights, etc. My wife and middle daughter painted this today. quite the impressive little mosaic. Pretty neat. I don't think I'll be coming back up here for a while in these videos because I think the next thing, well, cabinets will be installed next week maybe up here, but then beyond that, so there's a couple of built-in cabinets that get built in adjacent to this window, and then another one here for the front subwoofer. But aside from that, there's not a lot that's going to happen up here for the next 6 weeks, maybe 5 weeks, 4 weeks. The carpet gets installed in about a month or about 5 weeks from now. So we're closing in on it. Just feels like every week that goes by, we're another week further out. Not that anything's getting delayed. It's just this sort of feeling that things aren't. I mean, things are progressing, but it feels like the finish line isn't getting a whole lot closer. Maybe I'm rambling. Anyhow, my name is Eric, and this is still my house.